Hello, this is Tim Bryce with the National Weather Service here in El Paso, Texas. I'm joined today with my fellow forecaster Dave Hefner, and we're going to be talking about the potential for severe thunderstorms today and then giving you a heads up on the potential for a wind event on Wednesday. So jumping into things right away, well, today is our first chance for thunderstorms in quite a while. As you can see there on the screen, it's been since October 30th since El Paso received a thunderstorm. So it's been almost 5 months or more since we've actually heard thunder. So hopefully many of us will actually hear thunder and we'll get a chance to get some very beneficial rains. But unfortunately, not only are the ingredients right for thunderstorms, but they're also correct to give us a few isolated severe thunderstorms, mainly from the Rio Grande Valley to the east. And we'll see the potential for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch hail, which of course could lead to some property damage. In addition, those strong winds, if they are produced, could create some blowing dust, which of course would reduce visibilities on area roadways. Looking real quickly at the weather setup, you can see there moving through southern Arizona, what's going to happen is that an upper level storm system is going to approach the state from the west. At the same time, at the surface, we've got Gulf of Mexico moisture moving into the far west Texas and southern New Mexico area. The moisture is the fuel for these thunderstorms. The upper level storm system currently over Arizona is the trigger that's going to help things get kicked off. In addition, we've got southeast winds at the surface, and we've got southwest winds aloft near the upper level storm system. That's kind of a nice churning of the atmosphere, and that's as you get those veering and those churning winds, that really gives these thunderstorms an extra kick, and that's what can help them get stronger than we would like and possibly even severe. So looking at potential impacts, basically across the entire area, we'll see at least a chance for thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. Best chance for rain, of course, will be from the Rio Grande East, where the moisture is a little deeper. Then as we narrow things down, the best chance for strong winds and blowing dust will be basically from the Continental Divide into the east. That's where the thunderstorms that could possibly produce those winds will be forming. And then in even a smaller area, basically from the Rio Grande Valley to the east, is where we could see the few thunderstorms that might potentially produce that 1-inch hail. Looking at some of the uncertainties, basically how much moisture is going to move in from the southeast at the surface is a question. Another question we're trying to keep an eye on, we're looking at satellites and things like that, is how much mid-level moisture is moving in from the southwest. Again, I was talking about that turning of the atmosphere, southeast at the surface, southwest aloft. Those two things we're going to keep an eye on to see how much moisture those winds bring in, and then how strong those winds are. And then of course we're also trying to figure out the degree of instability. If it's not very unstable, we'll just get garden variety thunderstorms. But the more unstable we see as that low gets closer, we could see storms, like I said, get a little strong or even severe. So currently there are no watches or warnings in effect. Keep an eye out for later this afternoon and evening. We have the potential to be issuing severe thunderstorm warnings, especially, like I said, from the Rio Grande to the east. Also special weather statements for storms that are strong but not quite reach the level of severe. And then, of course, also flood advisories if one or two isolated spots got too much rain. Now I'm going to turn things over to Dave Hefner, and he's going to talk about the potential for strong winds on Wednesday.
Thank you, Tim. I'll quickly go over our wind situation for Wednesday. As the severe thunderstorm threat moves out late tonight, it'll be replaced by kind of a broad westerly wind aloft pattern. Those winds will become stronger through the morning and afternoon. At the surface, low pressure will form over southeast Colorado and eastern New Mexico. This will lead to strong winds developing at the surface by around noon. You can see we have wind advisories out. Basically from dimming west, the winds will be strongest and will develop the earliest around noon. A little further east in the Rio Grande Valley up to the Sacramento Mountains, be a little bit less, 25 to 35 miles an hour, and also develop probably a little bit later in the afternoon. Main impacts with these winds, blowing dust, it's kind of a wild card, highly dependent on where and if we get rain tonight. But if we don't get rain, those typical dusty areas, we could see blowing dust reducing visibilities to below a mile. And also the strong winds is usually the case. If you're driving high profile vehicles, that could cause a problem. Otherwise, as usual with these types of weather events, they can often change rapidly. So be sure to monitor the weather situation for our latest warnings and advisories. You can find us on the internet via our webpage, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.